Sir, good morning po, Ase. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our regular member, Director Emilu V. Delpin. Good morning po, Director Emi.
Morning. Morning, everyone.
Good morning, back members. We would like to inform that our presider for the day, Assistant Vice Chair Director Carlo B. Marshall will be late because we still have a meeting prior this meeting po in Cavite, ma'am. For the information of the back members and the body, please. Thank you.
Pardon me. Rachel, can we begin?
Good morning po, Vice.
Yeah, I just came off another meeting.
Mr. Vice Chair, please be informed that we already have a quorum po.
Who am I speaking to? Cheryl? Are you using your own account now?
Yes po, Vice Chair.
Okay, sige.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 29th online meeting of the DICT Backbone. Today, 15th of June 2026, we would like to inform everyone, pursuant to promote transparency and pursuant to Section 38 of RA 1279, the copy of this recording will be uploaded on the DICT's official YouTube channel. Please do visit our DICT official YouTube channel, Department of ICT Philippines in YouTube, and please be reminded that this meeting is being recorded for the documentation purposes. Today, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our quorum present here in the meeting room, starting with our provisional member and user, ASEC Maria Victoria C. Castro. Good morning po ulit, ASEC. Our regular member, Director Emmy Lou V. Delphine, and Vice Chairman Director Paulo P. Murcia. And this meeting is being presided by our Vice Chairperson, Director Carlo Paulo P. Murcia, and the back secretariat confirms the presence of a quorum for today's meeting. With your permission, Mr. Vice Chair, the back secretariat will now present the 3 items on our agenda for today.
Cheryl, please proceed.
Presented on the screen are the 3 items on our agenda for this meeting. First on our agenda is the pre-bid conference, procurement of ICT software, subscription to eMessage for the ICT digital systems. The approved budget for the contract is 149,970,291 pesos. And the end user for this project is ASEC Maria Victoria C. Castro. Second on the list is the procurement conference for the replacement of core switches and with additional firewall in e-government data center, Makati. The approved budget for the contract is 29,309,465. The end user for this project is Director Terry Fibomolo. And the third on our agenda is the second back presentation for the procurement of publication services for the signed e-governance act IRR in the official gazette, amounting to 48,363 pesos. And the end user for this project is Engineer Maria Andrea Hernandez Lara. And with that, Mr. Chair, that's for our agenda for today.
Cheryl, do we have the end user team to answer the questions during the pre-bid conference?
Mr. Chair, present here are the TW and end user for this project.
Okay, thank you. Any motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Director Remy. Any second? Any objection? Hearing no objection, the motion presented by the good Director Amy Lou Delfin is hereby approved and carried. Backsec, let's proceed.
Mr. Vice Chair, may we request your permission, please, to admit the other representatives, prospective bidders, and participants to join this pre-bid conference?
Yes, please admit. Let's admit them, Cheryl, please.
We have 3 prospective bidders for this meeting. The company who registered for this pre-bid conference are MyBCB Inc., PLDT Inc., Eastern Telecom Philippines Inc. And likewise, we would like to acknowledge the presence of the TWG in the meeting room, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair. Mr. Vice Chair, with your permission, please, we will now proceed with the presentation of the press map of this project prepared by our back secretariat. May we call on the project handler for this project?
Yes, please proceed.
Pleasant morning po
Who's
to
the handler?
everyone.
Si Michelle.
Yes,
Okay,
po.
sige, please proceed, Michelle.
Again, a pleasant morning po to everyone. I'll be presenting po the project details. So we welcome you po to the DICT Bids and Awards Committee 1 for the pre-bid conference held today, June 15, 2026. The DICT now invites bids for the project Procurement of ICT software subscription to eMessage for the DICT digital systems with bid reference number DICT-2026-035 with an approved budget for the contract of 149,970,291 pesos. For the points of discussion, these are as follows: the project details, house rules, schedule of activities, instruction to bidders, checklist of technical and financial documents, two envelope system, and proper sealing and markings, bid data sheet, the technical specifications, forms, post-qualification documents, reminders to bidders. For the project details, the invitation to bid for the project was posted on June 5, 2026 on the following: the modernized PhilJobs website, the DICT website, e-procurement website, DICT bulletin board, and lastly, the DICT official Facebook page. Also, the invitation to observers for the pre-bid conference were sent on June 10, 2026 to the following: to the Commission on Audit, to the Chief Information Officers Forum Foundations Incorporated, to the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines Incorporated, and lastly, to the Philippine Computer Society. However, no one is able to attend this meeting po. For the provincial member and user representative to the DICT BAC 1 for this project is Assistant Secretary Maria Victoria C. Castro. So we have 3 prospective bidders which registers in today's pre-bid conference, namely MyBCB Inc., PLDT Inc., Eastern Telecommunications Philippines Incorporated. For the house rules, everyone is encouraged to make clarification, identify name and company before raising a question, limit questions to details of the procurement at hand. The DICT BAC shall award the contract to the bidder with the lowest calculated and responsive bid, as indicated in the invitation to bid. For the instructions to bidder, for the bidding requirements, the bidding for the project shall be governed by all the provisions of RA 12009. Any amendments made to the IRR and other GPPB issuances shall be applicable only to the ingoing posting, advertisement, or IB by the BAC through the issuance of a supplemental or bid bulletin. The bidder, by the act of submitting its bid, shall be deemed to have verified and accepted the general requirements of this project, including other factors that may affect the cost, duration, and execution or implementation of the contract, project, or work, and examine all instructions, forms, terms, and project requirements in the bidding documents. For corrupt, fraudulent, collusive, and coercive practices, the procuring entity as well as the bidders and suppliers shall observe the highest standards of ethics during the procurement and execution of the contract. They or through one agent shall not engage in corrupt, fraudulent, collusive, coercive, and obstructive practices defined under RA 12009 or other integrity violations in competing for the project. For the conflict of interest, all bidders found to have conflicting interests shall be disqualified to participate in the procurement at hand without the prejudice to the imposition of appropriate administrative, civil, and criminal sanction. All bidding documents shall be accompanied by an omnibus sworn statement of the bidder that it is not related by consanguinity or affinity up to the third level to the head of the procuring entity, procurement agent if engaged, the head of the project management office, the end user or implementing unit, or any members of the bids and awards committee, the technical working group, and the back secretariat. The bidder shall also disclose the ultimate beneficial ownership of an entity. Failure to comply shall be a ground for the automatic disqualification of the bid in consonance with Section 59 of the IRR. For the eligible bidders, only bids of bidders found to be legally, technically, and financially capable will be evaluated. Foreign ownership, limited to those allowed under the rules, may participate in this project. GOCCs may be eligible to participate only if they can establish that they are legally and financially autonomous, operate under commercial law, and are not attached agency of the procuring entity. The bidder must have completed within a period of 5 years from the submission of the bid unless a shorter period is indicated in the invitation to bid and bid data sheet. A single largest completed contract that is similar to the procurement project to the bid and whose value must be equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC adjusted to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority Consumer Price Indices. The bidder must submit a computation of its net financial contracting capacity, which must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid. For subcontracts, subcontracting is not allowed. For the clarification and amendments of the bidding documents, the requests for clarification should be formalized, addressed, and emailed to the BAC Secretariat. That is the bac.secretariat@dict.gov.ph. And the deadline for the request for clarification is on June 19, 2026 at 4 p.m. The copies of the supplemental bid bulletin, if any, shall be posted at the modernized PhilJobs website, the DICT website, the DICT social media platform, and e-bulletin board at the DICT lobby. For the language of bids, the eligibility requirements or statements, the bids, and all other documents to be submitted to the BAC must be in English. If the eligibility requirements or statements, the bids, and all other documents submitted to the BAC are in foreign language other than English, it must be accompanied by a translation of the documents in English. For contracting parties to the apostille convention, the documents shall be authenticated through an apostille by the competent authority as defined in Section 20.9.2 of the IRR, except for countries identified by the Department of Foreign Affairs that will still require legalization or the red ribbon by the relevant embassy or consulate. For contracting parties, so for the checklist of technical and financial documents, so we have the technical component envelope. First is the PhilJobs Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership. The second is the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, similar to the contract to be bid, except under condition provided for in Section 52.4.1.3 of the IRR of RA 12009 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents. Any of the following documents must be submitted together with the statement of the single largest completed contract, A, end user's acceptance, B, official receipt, C, sales invoice for the contract. Third is the net financial contracting capacity computation or the committed line of credit. Fourth is the statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature, and complexity to the contract to be bid. Fifth is the, if applicable, a joint venture agreement or in the absence of a JVA, duly notarized statement from all potential JV partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the event that the bid is successful. Six is the original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. Please note that bidders who opt to submit a bid securing declaration as a form of bid security are required to use the bid securing declaration form in the attached bidding documents. For the seventh item, the schedule of requirements. Next is the technical specification, which may include production or delivery schedule, manpower requirements, or after-sales service or parts if applicable. Also, in the technical specification, the bidder should submit this one. As part of the eligibility requirements, if the bidder has previously delivered services to the DICT, particularly involving supply and delivery of a subscription to a web-based SMS gateway and or SMS platform, must submit a certificate of satisfactory performance issued by the DICT for the relevant completed contract with a rating of at least satisfactory. Next po is the original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For foreign bidders claiming by eligibility by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, a certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in their government procurement activities for the same item or product. For the second envelope, for the financial document envelope po, this includes the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Second is the original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule. And lastly po, yung certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. For the bid and payment currency, payment of the contract price shall be made in Philippine peso. For the bid price, use the proper form for goods offered from within the Philippines or goods offered from abroad in indicating price schedule. For bid validity, bids shall remain valid for the period specified in the bid data sheet, which shall not exceed 120 calendar days from the date of the opening of bids. For the bid security, all bids must be accompanied by bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated po in the bid data sheet. For the format and signing of bids, bidders shall submit their bids through their duly authorized representative using the appropriate forms provided in Section 8 of the Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms on or before the deadline specified in ITB Clause 19 in two separate sealed bid envelopes. Forms as mentioned in ITB Clause 17.1 must be completed without any alteration to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including the price schedule under Section 8, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder, and failure to do so shall be a ground for the rejection po of the bid. Any insertion, erasures, or overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. For the sealing and marking po of the bids, so for the bid po, the mother envelope, this includes po two separate envelopes labeled as technical component and the financial component. Inside the technical component, there are three separate envelopes labeled as technical component original copy, duplicate copy, and triplicate copy. While the financial component includes po the separate envelopes labeled as financial component original copy, duplicate copy, and triplicate copy. For the sealing and marking of bids po, this should be addressed to the Department of Information and Communications Technology from name of bidders in capital letters, address in bidders in capital letters. For the project po, Procurement of ICT software subscription to eMessage for the DICT digital systems, with bid reference number DICT BAC-2026-035, and in capital letters indicate for the place do not open before June 29, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. For the copies, each bidder shall submit one original and 2 copies of the required documents. For the deadline for the submission of bids, the deadline for the submission of bids is on June 29, 2026 at 12 noon. And on the same day po will be the conduct of the bid opening at 1:30 p.m. For the bid evaluation, reminding bidders to kindly break down all the cost of taxes pursuant to Section 61.2.2 of IRR of RA 12009. All bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes such as but not limited to value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be the basis for the bid evaluation and comparison. Members of the Bids and Awards Committee, its staff and personnel, Secretariat and the Technical Working Group, as well as the observers, are prohibited from making or accepting any communications with any bidder regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the Notice of Award. However, the Bids and Awards Committee, through its Secretariat, may ask the bidder in writing for clarification of its bid, and all responses to requests for clarification shall be in writing. For the opening and preliminary examination of bids, the manner of opening of the bids for goods shall depend on the award criterion to be adopted, which is for LCRB and MIAR, the BAC shall open the technical and financial proposals on the same day. For the bid data sheet, contracts similar to the project must involve the supply and delivery of a subscription to a web-based SMS gateway and or SMS platform. Should have been completed within the last 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids, and whose value is at least 50% of the approved budget for the contract. For the bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. The amount is amounting to 7,498,514 pesos and 55 centavos. If in the form of bank draft guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit and surety bond. For the post-qualification documents, the bidder within 5 calendar days from receipt of notice from the BAC that is submitted the lowest calculated bid or the MIAB or MAB shall submit all the eligibility documents supporting its FieldJEP certificate of registration, platinum membership, its latest income and business tax return filed for the preceding quarter, which should not be earlier than 2 quarters from the date of submission and receipt of bid, and other appropriate license and permits required by law and stated in the bid data sheet. For the forms, we have the schedule of requirements, the technical specification, bid form, price schedule for goods offered from abroad, price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement, performance securing declaration. So shown on the screen is the templated bid form for procurement of goods, price schedule for goods, price schedule of goods. This one is from within the Philippines, and this is price schedule for goods offered from abroad, bid securing declaration form, the omnibus sworn statement form, and the schedule of requirements. Proceed po into the reminders to bidder. The clock at the 19th floor Studio 7 using the Philippine Standard Time is the official reference time during submission and receipt of bids. A member of the back secretariat will be assigned to receive the bid documents at the 19th floor Studio 7 lobby and shall stamp this as received. Bidders are reminded that entry inside the DICT premises is subject to the safety in place and processing of payment for the bidding documents prior to the submission of the actual bid offer may take time. Presence in the DICT premises does not constitute submission on time, which shall refer to the actual handover of the bid proposal to the authorized personnel of the back secretariat. For the request for clarification, again, this shall be formalized, addressed, and emailed to the back secretariat at back.secretariat@dict.gov.ph, and the deadline for the request for clarification is on or before June 19, 2026 at 4 p.m. And the copies of the supplemental bid bulletin, if any, shall be posted at the modernized PhilJobs website, the DICT website, DICT social media platform, and e-bulletin board at the DICT lobby. So let me discuss what are the common causes of ineligibility and disqualification of the bidders. First is the invalid PhilJobs certification and underlying supporting documents. Pursuant to Section 20.2.9.1 IRR of RA 12009, all Class A eligibility documents indicated in Annex A of the PhilJobs registration certificate, Platinum membership must be current, valid, and updated at the time of bid submission. The failure by the prospective bidder to update its certificate with the current and updated Class A eligibility documents shall result in the automatic suspension of the validity of its certificate until such time that all of the expired Class A eligibility documents has been updated. Thus, prospective bidders are required to update for their PhilJobs registration certificate prior to the submission of their bids. Next is failure to attach the required supporting documents for the statement of the single largest completed contract similar to the project to be bid, and failure po to include all the mandatory provisions. Next po is the submission po of their unsigned documents. Next is the submission of audited financial statement without a stamp received of the BRR. If an AFS po was filed and paid through electronic filing and payment system, there is no need po for the stamp receipt of the BRR. Instead, bidder must submit their proof of AFS e-submission, BIR email confirmation receipt of returns, documents with its filing reference number, transaction code. Next is failure to submit the bid securing declaration in the prescribed format attached in the bidding documents. The failure to submit the bid securing declaration in omnibus sworn statement without a jurat as required in the form provided in the bidding documents pursuant to the latest rules on notarial practice. Failure to indicate compliance in the technical specification and to attach proof of compliance if applicable. And for submission of bids through courier service, bidders are reminded that the courier service personnel must submit the bid proposal to a personnel po of the back secretariat division at the office address provided in the bidding documents. Bid submission or the proposal left by the courier service personnel at the lobby guard or any other personnel or staff aside from the authorized back secretariat personnel will not be considered po as submitted for purposes po of our bid opening. The responsibility to ensure that the courier service personnel submits the bid proposal to the authorized back secretariat personnel is the sole responsibility po of our prospective bidder. For the ePro video guide for bidders po, we'll be presenting po.
Accessing the e-procurement website. Open any web browser and go the https://eprocurement.dict.gov.ph. Click the Sign Up button. Provide a valid email address. Create a password with at least 8 alphanumeric characters, 1 uppercase, a number, and a symbol. Repeat your password for confirmation. Tick the checkbox to agree to the terms and conditions. And click Create Account button. Open the email account that you provided during registration. Check your inbox and verify your account by following the instructions in the email. Click Activate Your Account button. Go back to the e-procurement system and enter your registered email address and password. Click Login button, and you will be redirected to the onboarding page. Input your personal information and click Next button. Input your company information and click Next button. Review the information you provided and click Confirm button. Once onboarded, you will be redirected to the homepage/dashboard. Select the procurement project you wish to participate in by clicking the View Complete Details button. Select the lot you wish to participate and click Participate in Bidding button. A confirmation modal will appear. Review the details, click the Confirm button, and you will be redirected to the payment window. Select your preferred payment method from the list and click Pay Now button. Print and save the receipt as proof of payment and for reference. You may also check your email to view your receipt. Click the Go Back to Merchant button. You will be redirected to the My Transactions page, where a list of your transactions will be displayed.
Mr. Vice Chair, that would be all from the back secretariat. With regards po dun sa next presentation po of the end user of their technical specification, we would like to note po that the bidding documents for this project have been officially posted on the modernized PhilJEPs and the DICT website. We would like to confirm po with the prospective bidders and also request for the instruction of the back if we could dispense with the presentation po of the technical specification for today's pre-bid conference. And confirm po.
Yeah, sige, Michelle, thank you. Given that the technical specifications and the other bid documents have been posted and ready for public consumption, can we waive or dispense with the reading of such documents in this meeting? Any motion to that effect? Someone's raising his hand or her hand. Mr. Yap, you're recognized, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, this is to confirm po that the bidding documents are already posted online po, and we have no further clarifications po for now and we can dispense po. Thank you.
Yeah, correct. I just need a motion from any member of the back to dispense with the reading of the technical specifications and other bid documents that were presented or publicly posted. Any motion? Hearing no motion, I will as the presiding officer, I will dispense by virtue of the back and the hearing no other objections to the action to be made of dispensing with the reading. Backsec, we can proceed.
Mr. Vice Chair, for clarification, for those who have
Yes.
just joined the meeting and for the benefit of our prospective bidders' information, to promote transparency, please be informed that this meeting is currently live on our DICT official YouTube channel. And for our participants, if you have questions that you'd like to raise, may we request to kindly raise hand button, and we will call you one by one. Once called, kindly to introduce yourself and mention the company that you are representing. Thank you.
So our end user team is ready to answer the questions, I assume. Okay, so back secretariat, let's proceed and please facilitate the sequence of questions to be asked. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. May we call on the participants? If you have questions, please do ask now. Thank you.
Mr. Yap, you're recognized.
Thank you po. Would like to clarify lang po regarding the AFS, if you can accept 2024 AFS that is electronically submitted through BIR. Thank you.
End user, please address the question. Or the back secretariat if they are competent to do so. Michelle, please, you're recognized.
Sir, for that po, should cover po yung 2024 to 2025 or within the last 2 years po yung of the within the last 2 years po yung need pong i-submit. Mag-start po yung ano nandun sa during the date po nung bid opening. Am I clear po, sir?
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other question? Please use the raise hand button to be recognized. Regardless if the prospective bidders don't verbally ask questions, they are informed of the deadline to submit their written comments or questions to the back secretariat. The deadline has been set on June 19 at 4 p.m. Tama ba, Michelle?
Yes po, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you. So, any more verbal questions during this meeting from our prospective bidders? Going once. Going twice. And okay, so we expect emails if there are still questions with the prospective bidders based on the documents or the bid documents that have been posted publicly. So if there are no other questions to be asked here in this meeting, Backsec, what's our next step?
Mr. Vice, we will just give the final reminders for the participants, our prospective bidders. And for our prospective bidders, the back secretariat would like to reiterate the reminders to bidders. Likewise, the back secretariat would like to reiterate the request and for clarification should be formalized address and email to the back secretariat at back@dict.gov.ph and back.secretariat.dict.gov.ph. And that the deadline for the request for clarification is scheduled on June 19, 2026 at 4 p.m. And the copies of the supplemental bid bulletins, if any, shall be posted at the PhilJEP's website, the DICT website, the bulletin board at the DICT lobby. Lastly, the questions and clarification will be coordinated with the end user to formulate the final answers to the supplemental bid bulletin that will be issued. And that would be all for the back secretary, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you. In terms of the prospective bidders understanding the deadline set for comments or questions, can you indicate your acquiescence via emoticon to our prospective bidders present here? Naintindihan niyo po kung kailan yung deadline ng mga questions? Thank you, Mr. Yap. Anyone else from the respective bidders?
Noted po, sir.
Okay. So naintindihan natin ha. Kasi kadalasan may mga late na dumadating after nung deadline na sinet. Eh hindi na pwedeng i-consider yon in only in very important cases. So sayang yung mga questions nyo. Mababaw yan o malalim na tanong, itanong nyo na within the specified timeline ha. Okay. Sige. So that's it for this portion of the agenda. Any motion? Pardon me. Again, thank you for the attendance of our prospective bidders to this pre-bid conference, and we hope that you clarify or send your questions before the deadline set, which is on June 19 at 4 p.m. Paki-email na lang po sa aming butihing Bids and Awards Committee Secretariat. Doon sa email na pinresent at pinlash, magtanong lang din po kayo kung ano yung exact spelling ng email na yun. Minsan may mga email na naliligaw dahil mali yung spelling na binigay doon sa email address. So please, we're open for questions and we expect your clarifications before June 19 at 4 p.m. Okay? So, nagsabi na rin ng Back Secretariat, that's it for the Back Secretariat's role in this particular part of the agenda. So again, thank you to our prospective bidders. You are all excused. Thank you. So Backsec, next up on the agenda is at 1:30 p.m. Tama?
Yes po, Mr. Vice Chair.